Today is going to be a very, very different video. I'm going to be talking about my feelings and emotions as I am looking at the last week of my online portion of my program. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be going to the in-person stuff. So I just want to share my thoughts and feelings on this because I'm feeling a lot. And I kind of want to talk about how the middle of the semester is really feeling like it's the end of a semester. I can tell that I'm feeling it because I'm like waking up in the middle of the night. I can tell that I'm feeling it because I've been feeling like a bunch of different energetics running through my body. And it's really nice because of all of this that my mind is very clear, but there's no escaping the fact that my body is feeling things because I'm feeling all of like the emotions like internally in this case. I don't really talk about my meditation awakening journey stuff on here. I can't really talk about it. That's why I don't. But this switch has meant like so much is different in the way that I just feel everything and there's no escaping it. That's all I'm going to talk about for like how I'm reacting. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've got dark circles because I woke up at like 5:30, quarter to 6, and didn't get back to sleep. So I'm very tired. And then I'm also dealing with exhaustion from just everything that needs to be done before the end of next week and the studying that has to be done. I do have a couple of exams next week. I'm very thankful actually that tomorrow is family day and I can just work on stuff. I probably will switch it from doing the stuff that I am now and do some of the other stuff that needs some attention, but it's a very, very exhausting time physically, mentally, and emotionally just because everything is about to change and I'm going to be quite uncomfortable probably for the first little bit. It's one of the reasons why I'm going up as soon as I am to try and adjust before I'm having to adjust to the in-person schedule with school and also being in a completely unfamiliar place. So why is this so different? So up until this point, and minus 1 week last year, my whole program has been online synchronous through Zoom. So it's been very much a classroom atmosphere environment. And we like sit in a class and have a Zoom going. It allows us to communicate with our instructors, all of that. But because I've had the comfort of home and not having to go to a campus every day, it's been a little bit being spoiled, I think, too. So all of that is about to change because as a technical program, there's a lot of stuff that just can't be tested through that means of testing. They can test our knowledge on how to do certain things, but as I found out during practicing for my sterile compounding lab, it's a lot easier to watch a video than it is to actually do the thing that you're trying to do. So they need to test us for these competencies that they can't test over Zoom. So, like, pharmacy technician is very hands-on. So you've got, yes, people think of probably the counting out of the pills, maybe putting pills into bottles, doing up a pill pack, like a compliance pack. You can watch videos and learn about the theory and the law behind it very easily online. But when it comes to actually physically doing that thing, you're not going to get very far just doing it online. Actually, one of the reasons why we had to purchase these sterile compounding kits is because we only have a very limited amount of time in person for them to be able to work with us. They wanted us to practice some of the things beforehand. I'm hoping I still get a chance actually to do, there's one lab actually that I haven't gotten to follow along with that I really would like to get to try, and I just haven't had the time. I'm hoping that I actually may end up taking that kit with me to when I go because I might have the time to practice. At least on the weekends, maybe I would have the time to practice. I don't think there's going to be much time in the evenings. I'm still trying to think about because I still have math exams to write during this period of time too. So I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to do that. But there are going to be some chunks of time when I'm actually on campus where I'm not actually scheduled into anything. Like there's just breaks or gaps, and so what I might do actually is use those to study for math. I haven't. This is going to be like all kind of trial and error and see how my body handles this. I am a little bit nervous about this in a couple of different ways. So one, we've been told it's crazy intense. When they warn you that something is crazy intense, you take that seriously. It's like, okay, this is crazy intense for a regular person with a regular amount of energy. How am I going to handle this with having underlying medical conditions? They can't see that. And I've had actually a luxury of being at home in that way because there's been a lot of things that when you're comfortable in your environment and you figured out a routine that works for you can end up doing a lot most of the time. That's been really actually quite nice. But how am I going to handle this when a lot of it is out of my control? I don't know the answer to that. So, with that being said, yes, I'm a little bit nervous about how my body's going to handle this transition. Any change in my routine can be a gamble. Now it's a thing I got to do in order to be able to finish the program. And, I hate to say this about school sometimes because it's been a wonderful experience. Some of this stuff has really been, this is just a necessary step to get to where you want to be. I really think, though, too, that anything worth having in life requires getting through a certain amount of difficulty. And I think when you do a really difficult thing, you prove to yourself that you are capable of it. And that if something is easy, it doesn't feel as good getting through it as if something is difficult, if that makes sense. So that's another thing that I've been kind of thinking about too, and all of that. So, yes, I'm exhausted. Yes, it's stressful, but fingers crossed that this ends up being worth it in the end, which I have every feeling it is, or I wouldn't be doing it. I will say, probably for the next week, I would like to kind of do a little bit more of a vlog style just because it is the last week before everything basically gets turned on its head again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to vlog it because I just feel like I'm going to be way too busy. So we'll see how it goes. But that's why there hasn't been shorts, and that's why I haven't been posting at all because I've been focused on getting as much done as I can because the more I get checked off the list, the better I feel. So that's why there's been no shorts. And there might, as I've said in previous shorts and previous videos, if all of a sudden I go just silent, it's because I just don't have the time to be making videos. But then again, I want to document as much of this as I can so that I have the ability to look back on this too, because no matter what you do and how much you enjoy something, you forget how far you've come after a certain point. And I would like to have the ability to look back on this in a particular way. So I feel like this is going to be a big thing in the chapter of, or I guess in the book of what is my story. So that is why I make these videos. And yes, I am sharing this so that if other people want to have a inkling to try it, they have a little bit of an idea of maybe what to expect. But it's changing all the time too. So what my experience is not going to be what you experience. A lot of the stress right now, though, is just they're getting us to do some work ahead of time to save us homework. So current me is quite stressed out because I've got a lot of work to do, and then I've still got exams and all those other things. It's not like it's the only thing I'm doing. And then at the same time, though, future me is going to be very thankful when I'm having to do other pre-lab preparation and I probably wouldn't have had time. I don't know if I would have had time to do the pre-lab work, honestly, like the day before. I don't think it would have happened. I think you would have had to like split it up in some way. I know this is probably a boring video, but it's all that I have this week because it's been so crazy. But if you guys enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you want to share your thoughts. And as for now, that's it for this week. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye, everyone.